How to get what you want, and warning, this may offend a lot of people. So, if this is you, you can stop listening here. But if you are someone like me who may be interested in finding out how to get what you want, then keep listening. Feel free to comment and to share the audio as well. Good evening and welcome to this live broadcast. I thought this was something that is, yeah, well, in any content that I share, I love repeating topics and even stuff that I've shared about before because I believe that lahat tayo, we easily forget. Like, how many of you raise your hands if you've heard like a concept or a principle, something that you thought was so life changing, and then like, oh my gosh, after a few months or after a year, nakalimutan mo, and then you hear it again, and you're like, wow, that was so good. That was so great. I heard that before. It could be about loving yourself. It could be about finances. It could be about personal growth or leadership. Then you hear these concepts or frameworks again, and you're like, that is so good. I just forgot about it. And now here's another reminder. So I think getting into this topic, it's pretty sensitive, but it's also for a lot of people, it can be very, very clear why some people get what they want and others don't get what they want. And this is not about, and again, I respect whatever points you guys have on this, whatever your life experience is on this, and I'm just sharing something that I've experienced in my own life, and I've been seeing it over 10 years of working with people and coaching. So I hope this will be of value. And I'm saying it's offensive because it'll get to a lot of people's BS. What is BS? It's your, you know what BS is, but we call it your belief system. It's how you see yourself and the excuses and reasons you keep buying. Why you don't get what you want. Why you don't get. And again, just to remind people, I share this over and over again. This is not about making God your genie and saying, God, I want this. I got to get that. God, I want this. I need to have that. God, I want. It's not about that. Of course, we already have this understanding that it takes, of course, you working, spending time and effort and energy and trying to get what it is that you want. But even before we go there, I would say the number one most important thing is for you to be able to determine what it is that you want. Like literally write it down. I think a lot of people, we are guessing kung ano yung gusto natin. We're thinking, we're hoping, but we don't have it written down on our notebooks or a piece of paper, and so it becomes like a wish. I wish I had this thing, or I wish I could experience this thing. I wish this and I wish that, and all this wishing. Not that it's bad, but it's not getting anyone closer, one step closer to what it is that you're saying that you want. It just all you went through this whole day wishing for something, but there was no action. You did not take any corresponding action. That's why they say it's attraction. But the big word there is not the ATT R, it's the action. And a lot of people were not taking action. And I love these things that John DeMartini has been sharing, where and a lot of people have shared this as well from Atomic Habits and other books that you guys are listening to. If just every single day you do one thing that gets you closer to your goal, just one thing, just simplify it, right? You don't have to do like 100 things or 50 things, right? I think see Jack Canfield share that for them it was 5 things. He's the best-selling author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. They just try to model people who went before them, and it was just applying 5 things. But for so many people, it's like, well, first of all, again, we don't know what we want. Number two, we're not taking actions towards getting what it is that we want. And this is what I really wanted to focus on today. It's the same as with health. It could be with relationships. So you might be listening to this. Sabi mo, okay, well, I don't have the health that I want, right? Like I'm always catching my breath. I'm having problems with my blood pressure. I'm having problems with this organ in my body and this thing and that thing. Yeah, but you are not taking any action to change the way you think, the way you the way you act, and the predominant emotions na nararamdaman mo every day. It means you're always angry still. There's still a lot of perhaps judgment and hatred and bitterness, and you've fallen into this trap where hindi mo nasa-separate yung mga nararamdaman mong feelings. Like it's just, you think that's you, and you are now stuck in this identity that is not helping you anymore. So, hi Gerald, good evening. And everyone on YouTube listening, what's up, everyone? Hope you guys are doing good. So there is that wishing. I remember again going back to my own story. I think it was more than 13 years ago, um, when I was going again through my own health challenges. Like I literally wanted, like, so what now? Well, what now is I didn't want to be sick anymore. Like I wanted to get better. So there were absolutely lifestyle changes that I chose to make. But a lot of people will just complain about our health. Oh, like the sugar is rising, whatever markers you guys are using, and but we're not adjusting how we eat, sleep, and you might not have heard this before, but the shorter your sleep, the shorter your life. You're welcome. Ibig sabihin, so many of us are like, no, they call it, ano to? I forget the exact word. It's like sleep machismo or bravado, something like that, where pinagmamayabang natin that we're getting very little sleep. It's killing you. You just have to look at the research. Matthew Walker, Michael Bruce. Just look at the research, right? You're literally shutting off your immune system, and those, um, in particular, cells that are cancer fighting in your body when you are not getting quality sleep. So, but we're not taking any action. That's one. Relationships, we might be, we're unhappy, we're complaining about something, and yet we are not taking any action to change it. We just love complaining. But the focus of this topic tonight is really about mindset. And for I think for a lot of people, hi Luna, good evening and God bless you too. Thanks for tuning in. It all boils down to mindset. I think many of us are, we'll call it the matrix, where when you are in the matrix, you say you want something. So sabi na like, I want to do something or be something, right? But the moment the first obstacle or challenge comes up for you, and for many of us, it's money. For many of us, it's time. And the moment that that comes up for us, we just say, oh, I can't do it. I can't get that thing that I want. Maybe next time. I know it's valid. When I took all my courses, like I didn't have money. And but it was not about the money. It was about my mindset. I never wanted to try to, the moment, ito lang yun eh, the moment you give an excuse, nagbigay ka na ng excuse, you're done. You're dead. Because there's nothing more that you do to go beyond your excuse and your reasoning. So you've heard these in some seminars. They say you either have results or you have reasons. And that's not being harsh, but it is like a kick in the butt for a lot of people. And say, oh, nga, no, like I'm looking back 5 years of my life. I still don't have the health that I want, the relationship that I want, the career and the money that I want. Well, maybe the past 5 years, if you were really honest and you look back, you allowed yourself to buy all your reasons and all your excuses. And all you kept giving over and over, that's why people are going to get offended, I told you. All you kept doing over and over again was giving the same excuses. I heard this in a training 20 years ago, literally 20 years ago. Sabi niya, how many of you here you want to start business? Yeah. How many here if you want to change your life? Yeah. And but how many of you here the struggle is money? Like, a lot of people like we're raising our hands. But he said like how many of you like the struggle has been money for the past 2 years? Hands raised. 5 years, hands raised. 10 years. So if your struggle is money today, and your struggle was money 5 years ago and 10 years ago, that's an indicator that you've just been using this excuse of money, but you never allowed yourself to be able to go beyond that excuse. Oh, it's too expensive. It's not for me. Are you serious? Like, really? I mean, that's your level of commitment. I'm speaking to myself here also. I mean, di ba, parang like, that was my excuse. I kept saying, oh, it's too expensive. Like, no, what a load of BS, Bam. It just means that you were more committed to your comfort and you and your reasons and your excuses versus you wanting to grow and improve yourself versus you wanting to be in a relationship or could be solo where you would experience joy, love, peace, and happiness in your life. But you were more committed to blaming and fighting and the drama and all the hurt and the pain. Based on what? Based on what's happening. So this is an indicator for a lot of people. Titignan mo lang like, what's happening in my life? Well, this is crap. Well, what are you doing about the crap? Well, I'm giving excuses, but you've been giving excuses for so long. I mean, aren't you tired of it? Like, this is, again, we'll call it weak thinking, weak speaking, and weak action. When I say weak, it means that it's a choice we're making. We're not, and ito pa yung problema. I think a lot of us are waiting for people to take action for us. Like, no, I mean, it's your life. It's your responsibility to take action. Sure, pray, ask for wisdom, and then take action. So many people are afraid. So, what's the fear? Well, the fear is people making mistakes. The fear is people, they might not make it. Like, why are you even approaching your projects with that mindset? Why not, as you're starting out, or say, whatever it is that happens, I'm just going to keep trying. I listened to Dave Ramsey yesterday, and he was just saying, like, the past year since COVID started, we've been just throwing out stuff. We've been doing, we've been split testing so many things that we were trying to see if people were like, we're trying stuff. But are you even trying? Or the moment that the obstacle comes, the minute that you notice something that might stop you from getting what you want, it's a roadblock, it's a challenge, sinabi mo, it's too hard, I can't do it, next time. And that's been a pattern for your life. So many things that you said you wanted, but you just kept coming up with that reason. And I'm speaking to myself here as well. Next time, oh no, this and that. But if you just did step out just a little bit out of your comfort zone, and you started creating a new experience where you believed that, a lot of us don't like being stretched. That's another problem. But if you believe where you are stretched out of your comfort zone, it's a beautiful experience. Because pag na-stretch ka na, you never go back to being the same way, who you are in how you think and how you process in life. And your container, or they call this in coaching context, in coaching seminars, your context gets bigger. That's the container for a lot of things that can happen in your life. But for many of us, myself included, it's like we just choose to let our yung cup natin to be very small, and then we only get to accept very small things. And what it's not that the cup can't grow or get bigger, it's that the way we speak limits our cup. And we're experts at this. We're experts at saying we can't do it. We're experts at saying it's too difficult. Or maybe you're just lazy. Maybe you just have not challenged yourself enough to make a way. And I'm trying to encourage people tonight, if you're stuck, if this is a message for you, people who are listening on YouTube, here's a word for you. Find a freaking way. Find a way. There is always a freaking way. There's always a way. But the moment that you say, oh no, I can't because of this, because of the time, because of the money, because of my energy, well, that you're done. But there's always a way. And you do it in a moral and legal and right way. Absolutely. But there is a way. But once you're able to break through just one small limitation in your life, you're going to notice like you're going to start breaking through even more things. I hope this got you encouraged, especially those of you who are feeling stuck. There's more to life than that. And there's more to life than you being where you are if your desire is really to grow and expand. God bless you.